Welcome to Dorker Realms. While most gamers will be familiar with Dungeons & Dragons from the newest edition of the game, there is a movement amongst some players called the Old School Revival, taking inspiration from the design philosophy of the earliest editions of D&D and bringing them into the modern era. These games and adventures emphasize the weird, the challenging, and the hardcore. Bear witness as our intrepid players explore unusual and dangerous tales in these old school adventures. In this episode, we will be playing Jewels of the Carnifex by Harley Stroh using the Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing system. These can be found anywhere fine dork games are sold. We go now to the table to delve into Dorker Realms.
Welcome back to Dorker Realms, everyone! A new adventure awaits us on the horizon. It's been a while since we've done this, so for the cast, I'll remind you that we introduce ourselves at the start of each new adventure. I am Ryan Roberts, playing Bindell L. Johnson, the wizard extraordinaire, the leader of the party, the main character.
Is that y'all? Are you done?
For now, Petra, for now.
I'm Vox.
I conquered Atlantis.
You forgot how
Knower
time...
of all things.
You
Great
forgot
library.
how time works.
Okay, you know what? I don't want to brag too much. I'll let my minions get a little spotlight.
I'm Vox. I play Petra, the cleric.
And Bindell's babysitter.
Yeah,
Not
you're not
anymore.
wrong.
This adventure is known as How Does Petra Wipe? All right, let's go.
I'm Robin. I play Pothos. My pronouns are they, them. Pothos's pronouns are he, him. Pothos is a goat.
Greatest of all time. I'm also here. Hi, I'm the sound guy. And for some reason, these adventurers decided to make me an adventurer because they couldn't just sit there in my quiet judgment, my sharp, glowering stare. By the way, my name's Paul. That's how you introduce yourself to people.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. I play Reza, the lawful.
Heavy quotation marks.
On Reza, yeah, I know. It's Puddles McNally, but we'll get into the lore
From
later.
Goose Poop Alley.
Only part-time.
Half the year.
Half the year.
And I am Danny, your dungeon master, once again, unable to escape from this endless torment. Anyway.
What are we playing, Dungeon Master?
I don't think we do that.
We don't do that, you're right.
This is a
Listen,
redundancy.
We haven't recorded the podcast since last year. We haven't recorded the podcast since the last decade. I know the decade technically doesn't start till the end of the year, but tweet at me if you're mad about it. See if you can find my Twitter username.
Also, unlike most jokes where people say that and they did it like last week, it's actually been like 4 months since we recorded
That's
a
not
first episode.
Oh,
a first
yeah.
episode?
It's
Yes.
been a while.
After concluding your adventures in Caramore, you returned once more to the city of Calais and returned to the normal life, in heavy quotations, since you are all rather eccentric characters, shall we say. In these past few weeks or perhaps months, Count Robert has been in a little bit of a funk, shall we say, searching for his long-lost son.
Keep it in your pants, you filthy bugger.
But Calais has been pretty peaceful. There haven't really been any challenges to Count Robert's rule, especially since he has a pretty infamous and legendary wizard living with him for now. Although that
For more
may be
information on
changing
that, listen to Edmund's Emporium, Episode 3.
A few immigrants have begun to kind of file into the city, coming from Caramore, which is just beginning to experience the effects of a drought, just as the city has started to recover. But they feel very happy to come to Calais, where they can be closer to Reza, the lawful avatar of the optical god.
I assure you, people, climate change is fantasy, and that is why we are experiencing it right now. Everything that is happening to you will be a short-time thing, and in no way is magic responsible.
As the cult of the optical god grows, the Christian population of the city turns more and more towards Petra as kind of a local figure, even though that kind of goes against their own denomination. But with the changing of the world after the ritual, it still hasn't quite gone back to how it used to be, and everyone's a little more scattered.
Sure, I can magically seal those pots onto you if you want.
Yes, many of the citizenry have taken to creating makeshift suits of armor out of pots and pans and other things, and sealing themselves inside as a tribute to their Saint Petra.
Oh, God.
Poor Petra is a never nude, and she's starting a cult of never nudes.
Meanwhile, the local market is rife with rumors of a terrible creature that comes and picks up apples and turnips right off the market stalls, and anyone that dares raise their voice against it gets a swift headbutt right to the shins or the knees, and people whisper about horns of fire in the night.
Oi! That's from my subscription. Turnip for what? Give that back, filthy demon beast! Oh! 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 You got both of them? Oh, the Jimmy twins. Oh! Back to the fields, I suppose. Ugh.
So it's pretty much business as usual in Calais. Now, I believe Bindel, in particular, was interested in spending a bit of his gold on acquiring land for his school.
Bindel L. Johnson, to be clear.
Correct, yes. Not the other Bindel.
I'm going to look for lands near that city that we saved from the Newts, because they already revere me as the god of gods.
Well, with how decentralized things have become, it's a bit of a mess figuring out land ownership. So you need to hire the services of a solicitor for about 100 gold pieces to help you sort out who exactly owns those land rights and how to do all the proper filing of the paperwork.
One of my previous party members had to deal with the solicitor quite a bit, and well, not the one they hired, but the one the other party hired was pretty good, so I'm going to hire that guy.
So it's no problem getting the services of said solicitor for what would for other people be a princely sum of 100 gold. But I think Bindel can afford it, especially after you managed to sell the golden boat you recovered from Caramore for quite a bit of gold.
Yes, quite a lot.
A hefty sum?
And with the aid of said solicitor, you are able to find out that those lands are legally under the purview of Emperor Ferdinand II of the Holy Roman Empire. And those lands can be yours for a little 10,000 gold contribution to the crown.
The Empire shall have its gold.
And with that, Bindel L. Johnson is now a landowner.
Yes, you render unto Caesar and then unto God, etc. Yes?
Well, unto Caesar, sure.
So you have now acquired said lands near, damn, I can't remember the name of that little village. but it was outside of Caramore, right? That's
I'm
where you
renaming
wanted
it Halfburg. I'm moving in all the halflings.
Some of them are just children.
I'm moving in all the halflings.
A lovely, if skilled and terrifying people.
And then we're going to build a big library there. More like a stronghold.
I'm imagining this is the
I need
state,
to
of the,
hire day laborers.
the State of the Union address.
You need to hire day laborers and you need to buy construction materials. So it's going to run you 2,000 gold to get the whole process started and set up some temporary little tent village outside the construction site as everything gets underway.
I would also like to contact some gnomes to get gnomish plumbing.
Oh, smart. Yeah, you don't want to have the cheap stuff.
You're going all out for this, Binjo.
It's going to be the Great Library. Bindell L. Johnson's School for people who want to magic good and do other things good too. Great Library.
Yo, and the plumbing's done by the Nomeo brothers. Sorry.
Where's all the peaches, Guigi?
Goichi.
Well, it has to be a G name. He's a gnome.
That's right, Gario.
I was gonna say, is that make the other guy Guario?
Ooh, Guario. That's awesome. His face is just a bunch of, like, he's wearing the face of someone else. It's covered in, like, demon
Every
armor.
time he gets near you, you have to wear a white outfit just so that you can prove that you were near him.
Hey, let's go feed the tunnel snake to the glog. It's the Guario brothers.
Are there any other costs I have to pay up front?
Well, that about covers it for getting things started. However, shortly after you've begun construction, a group of riders come up bearing the insignia of the Inquisition of the Catholic Church, and they rather boldly demand a contribution of 15,000 gold to prove that you are not some heretic trying to establish a den of unholy learning, but that you're truly a man of God, willing
I
to
cast
show
Charm
it.
Person.
Oh, excuse me if I may.
Shut up, Petra.
Petra, send your army of pots and pans people.
Don't forget Vox.
There's more
Bindell's
than
the
just
main
one
character.
rider, by the way.
Yes, I'll charm them all at once. It will be a marvelous charm person of glorious renown.
He doesn't use his actual device.
Petra be casting bless.
Oh, you're just going to sit there blessing while I'm charming them? No, I don't want your help, Petra. You're not even welcome in my library. I've seen what you people do.
What?
You heard me. Moo, you're staying with Count Robert.
He means females by you people.
That's true. Bindell is a terrible misogynist.
Number of creatures equal to his caster level. So
Sure.
4. Each must make a will save or fall under the
Charm.
caster's complete control.
Sure.
Oh, it's different. You can make him commit suicide.
Oh, you know I'm good for it. We're good friends. Just go back and tell your superiors you checked me out thoroughly and you decided that it was so much on the up and up you didn't even need a contribution.
They thoroughly agree, though they have their horrible doubts that their boss won't take that too well, but then they leave with a smile, and there surely won't be consequences later for these obviously charmed people.
Well, I could have killed them, but, I did that instead, so...
The killing would not have been a very good idea.
I'm going to get them all eventually anyway.
What?
Nothing.
And so life continues on peacefully for now. And Bindell, in his free time, has, as previously established many episodes ago, actually, now I'm not so certain that this was actually mentioned on air, but he's been interested in 2 specific magical components.
Yes, lich hair and Trent bark.
Indeed. And in your research into them and search for places that you may procure them, you eventually stumble upon old documents and rumors of a city called Punjar, which is nestled deep in the heart of Eurasia. And supposedly they have a marketplace there where extremely unusual and rare goods are sold, including perhaps Trent bark and lich hair.
All right, I'm going to take the horse ride back to Calais to meet up with the rest of the party. Guys, I found a new lead for... Well, no, it's not a lead for an adventure. It's something that sounds really interesting. Do you want to go? It's a magical marketplace in Eurasia.
I mean, we were just having lunch, me and Petra, but that's fine. Hi.
Well, no, this is fortuitous then. Since we just happen to be meeting, and Porthos, pats the goat head, is here, of course, then it seems like we are all gathered up. What is a magical market? Is like they sell things for use in magics, or
They sell, yes, among other things. It sounds like one of those bazaars that you hear so much about from the writings of Marco Polo.
I think it's called a swap meet.
well,
The vernacular of the Goose Poop Aliens.
Yes, it's where we swap different types of meat, and it's all mystery. So it's kind of fun.
being that I am banned from your library site, I have not had much to do, so I could use a sort of an exploration.
Excellent.
And thus, the, I don't want to call them heroes.
Adventurers!
The adventurers gathered their gear and set out on a trip out to the city of Punjar. And there they found the so-called Bazaar of the Gods, a rather eccentric and otherworldly marketplace dealing both in faiths and in magical components. And while there, you occasionally hear rumors of a ruined temple to some ancient cult that was once favored by the overlord of Punjar in days past. And I'd like to have everyone roll 1d12, please.
To clarify, you're not banned from the library. You're not allowed to live there.
Oh, okay, that's significantly different.
3.
12.
5.
Save those numbers.
Do I know what the Trent bark and the lich hair looks like?
Has Bindel even actually mentioned those to our characters?
Because I am
I assume that during the trip he would have. You probably would
Okay.
have followed up like,
Okay. Because, I mean, thief's gonna thief, so...
2.
just be really careful when you're thieving here. I suspect that they might have magical defenses.
What's your interest in these
It's a lawful...
components?
Immortality.
Huh? Fair enough.
20 years at a time.
So each of you have overheard some rumors or stories about said temple, which I'll be passing to you all privately.
Pothos knows the most because I rolled a crit, and there's no way for him to communicate any of this to you.
It's not crit.
Okay, I rolled a
It's
12.
a set of rumors, so like you got
Oh, it's a
rumor
list.
12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Less fun.
Still funny that you cannot verbally share it with us and might have to figure out a
One
way.
of y'all needs to learn Infernal.
Well, guess who it's probably not going to be.
You can't speak it. I'm fairly certain that in the last adventure, one of the scrolls that lady has was speak to animals. And we never identified the one scroll we do have from her.
No.
So we might even have that scroll and no one learned the spell.
Maybe, but we're going to a place where we could probably get it identified. We don't still have it.
Yes, we're going to a place where there might be a cleric who can cast Detect Magic at a high enough level to identify the scroll.
Oh. I forgot it was Detect Magic that did that. I mean, yeah, I can do that.
That's funny.
To clarify, I don't actually want that. I think it's funnier to play him like as a goat that can't talk.
Yes, but then I would be able to talk to Platypi.
You already do that. Meow.
You killed them all.
Yes, he's the only one who's fluent.
This follows the rules where we don't. You can't just read. We can't just read the rumor, right, Danny? We just have to kind of restate it.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
With one exception. being the party member that cannot communicate. But I'm still going to send them what Pothos overhears while walking around the marketplace with a few people hungrily eyeing him.
He's going to check out the local lady goats.
You see them and you're like,
Now, as you're all wandering around the marketplace, overhearing said rumors, which you'll have a chance to share amongst yourselves once you're all together again, Bindel does manage to find a rather odd little merchant who has said magical components, Trent bark and lich hair, available
Excellent.
for purchase. He offers the Trent bark for 170 gold and 6,000 gold for the lich hair.
why so much for the lich hair?
How many liches do you know?
Like, personally?
Yeah,
None. How many Trents do you know?
none, but they're out there. They're more common than liches. You know how hard it is to get lich hair?
How many units of Trent bark do you have?
I have 6 shavings here.
I'll take all 6. Let's see. That's what? I'm bad at math. Do you have an abacus?
I do.
Wait, what'd you say? How much was the lich hair? 6,000
6,000 gold
per strand?
102?
per one usable
Lock.
amount. I don't know what they come in for
A
your
hank
potion.
is this collection of small hairs.
How much was the Trent bark again?
170 gold per
Yeah. Time,
unit.
Times 6. That's 1,020 according to this abacus.
fastest abacus work I ever saw.
Sounds good to me. I'll
knocked-
take it.
Knocked the grime out of his fingernails.
Now, while Bindel is haggling and Petra is doing whatever Petra is doing, and Pothos is probably causing a ruckus in the market, Reza ends up running into another rogue of similar level of notoriety, an older rogue named Magmar the Lucky, and the two of them end up shooting some dice together, having some drinks, and Magmar the Lucky spins Reza a tale of how the cult of this, or the temple of this cult, which was sacked by kind of a mob generations ago, they never got to the true treasure which was located under the temple, he claims. And he says that he has a map that can show the way right to the under temple, essentially.
Oh.
And he brags about this map up until a few games of dice later, when it is no longer Magmar's map, but is now Reza's map. The old rogue was complaining about how he was too retired now to go on such a wild adventure anyway. So
I've come back from the dead myself. Hey, nobody's ever really gone.
no one's ever really gone.
I've died a lot.
You're welcome.
I guess this is where we part ways, loser. Next time, try being lawful instead of lucky. That's a tip from your old pal, Reza. And then I do like a spin, a dab, and then like a lot of high knee. Like, you know when when a jester is like skittering? That's what I'm doing.
What?
It's like it's a victory. I'm really rubbing it in his face. He's still kneeling on the ground with the dice, and I'm just gyrating like a Cirque du Soleil clown.
Where's this guy get fucking killed in an alley?
Again.
For goods this time.
But then I flick 2 gold pieces at him. Like, all right, old man, I've had my fun. I'd feel wrong if I took anything else from you.
Between the pity gold and the many drinks that Magmar has imbibed, he does not stab Reza in the kidneys on his way out of the establishment.
You'd have to have kidneys to get stabbed in them. You think I still have any money left from the gold? Jeez, I've been whoring it up. All right. Lawfully. They're all. They all.
It's all very above board.
His aunt does know all the other whores.
I mean, she is a madame. She is a lady of the night that folds my laundry.
Remember those fucking dinosaurs in Orion 2? Orion 2?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
I would just like to say, if any OSR authors are listening, please create a DCC adventure where a platypus is the main villain. It's like a
Yes, please.
platypus man that
Yes.
comes back for revenge.
Yes, please.
Danny, you could be the OSR author.
Anyway, you guys have now kind of regrouped after your day out in the Bazaar of the Gods, exploring the winding ancient streets of Punjar.
You guys hear about this temple?
Did you? Yeah.
I might know a little something about it, and I unscroll this scroll, and it's like, yeah, I got a treasure map, baby.
Well, I read that you don't want to be in there either at dark or when it's foggy. I wasn't really too clear on the whole difference.
So maybe we be safe and avoid both.
Well,
It definitely it kind of implied that fog always, but maybe only when it's foggy and dark you don't go.
so daytime fog, not nighttime fog.
Is it foggy always, is what you mean?
No. When the fog clears, if you were there at night, you die. Or will be left in the cages. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I was just trying to get some Trent bark and lich hair. But lich hair is really expensive, it turns out.
Well,
It's a lich.
I think we need to just kill a lich and then cut off his head, and I'll keep his head.
what if it's a bald lich?
Why would you need his whole
Wouldn't
head?
keeping it alive so that you could continue to get hair from him be better?
Do liches grow more hair?
Why not?
Because they're not alive. They're already.
Why are you
this is
talking to me
in
in character voice?
'Cause they're
Phobos
already
can't
dead.
speak.
They can't grow hair if they're dead.
hair
I mean, when they took that guy that died because he
it.
was full of piss
not, actually.
out of his grave, like centuries later, he still had hair. So it seems like it grows for a really long time.
Well, I don't think it falls off necessarily.
So
And
he
your
just had like a full
skin
head of
shrinks.
ancient hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're a lich and you die with like a pubic toupee or
God.
a regular toupee, that hair's no good, right?
It's not lich hair.
It's a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's got
I
to be
don't know, there's-
natural, baby.
Don't there's much market for lich wigs.
What if it's like a simian lich?
I don't think.
And I could just get its whole pelt.
Don't.
See,
Or
now
is that lich fur?
we're getting to DC
I mean,
universe
even
villains.
If an ape could become lich,
No, that's hair. They're mammals.
yeah, but we're at the point where can
Phobos
an,
looks at you and goes,
I'm learned. Like, really learned. I know that the categories don't exist yet, but that's what I'm calling them. I like this goat.
This goat is really
It's nice
challenging.
having an intellectual equal in the party.
That's nice.
Pothos belches.
I catch it and I put it in my pouch.
the belch.
Yep.
Damn, he's a really good thief.
Can I roll for that?
yes, you can.
Sleight of hand.
Because I'm really just grabbing the stench and then just saving it for later. It's like, Bindel, Pothos had something to tell you.
Yes, it smells like
Reddish.
and tastes like cabbage.
And what's great is it could be forever or a second because he has no concept of time. So he's
Either
just
can.
living in it.
Yeah, I heard that there's a vault down there because they never found the actual chapel.
Well, the locals are super scared to even like venture down there.
Yeah,
But
seems about right.
they definitely believe there is something valuable down there.
And you got a map.
And I have a map.
Well,
for-
maybe we could use that to pay for your lich hair.
What'd you hear, Pothos? Ah. Interesting.
Oh, that's a twist. All right, now I really got to roll for it.
Well, that is the most syllables I've heard Proto string together.
I don't actually need the lich hair.
What?
It's Trent bark or lich hair.
Oh, it's not both.
It's either or.
Well, yeah, then you definitely got your better deal.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of Trent bark. I'm good for a while.
But maybe there are different volume usages. Maybe you'll need to clip the lich hair, but you need all of the trench shavings.
I got six Trent servings. Six units worth of Trent.
Well, I guess you'll have to find out, huh?
16 plus 8 is my roll for grabbing Pothos's burp.
Tony,
With all the dexterity of the Prince of Shadows, raises hand, darts out, and snatches the ephemeral goat belch, grasping it in his greedy fingers and storing it in a pocket for later use. You may add goat burp to your inventory.
I have a glass vial.
Finally, after all these useless elves, I've got a character that's really contributing to the party.
hey, we're in a place where maybe you could sell essence of goat belch.
Are you having trouble getting the ladies? Do you need something that is bestial, primal?
We're all out of weapons. Throw the goat belch.
It's my last one! It's my only one.
What time is it?
Oh, okay.
Danny, what time of day is it?
It is in the evening right now.
We're heading towards the evening there, Binyel.
Ah, that explains why the sun's over there now.
Yes, we should probably bed for the night before we head to the place, because in the dark is bad, yes?
Or fog, I'm not sure which.
Well,
We could definitely avoid the one 100% of the time. That's probably the good idea.
we have also more time of the day than of the night, so it's easier to, yes.
They seem about the same to me.
That is not so much.
Okay, let's find an inn where we won't get stabbed in our sleep.
For a few copper, you each secure yourself a room for the night, and you awake the next day. Well, each except Pothos.
I was going to say, Pothos goes out to the stables and see if there's any horses he can fuck with. Scare them off and then take their food.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say any horses you could fuck.
No, they're really high off the ground.
I think Pothos could manage.
He
He's
could,
pretty
but
agile.
that's not what he's after tonight. He's after food.
Oh, gross.
So one of you has a little bit of a nightly adventure before the main adventure, as the rest of you rest at the inn, and you awake the next day to check out the temple. And I assume you want to go during the day.
Correct.
So the map shows that the entrance is actually located in an alleyway, kind of slightly off from the ruins themselves. So you have the option of proceeding immediately down said alleyway and going towards following the map. Or if you wanted to, you could investigate the ruins beforehand.
Let's get a preemptive shield before anything. Give me a blessing.
Petra rubs her hands together and casts Blessing.
Man.
Never mind. There's
lose-
no shields today.
Oh. What did you... I guess it wouldn't have mattered.
So we just need to turn around and go back and buy another night?
Yes, probably.
Let's do it.
Wait, really?
Well, I crit failed, so there's no shields today. Now I get a nice,
What happened?
Oh my god, this is the coolest use of the spell ever!
Which is
We
happening?
get surfboards.
I do get a surfboard!
Fuck you!
What?
It's the Silver Surfer. Sick.
Caster accidentally summons shield horizontally below his feet, lifting him up 3 feet from the ground, causing him to slide on it for the next 1d3 plus 1 rounds. This increases his speed by 10, but imposes a -1 to attacks, spell checks, and damage in AC, while he slides around haphazardly.
Go, my herald.
This is so cool!
Roll your D3.
So he's like the most 90s wizard ever to wizard.
Bindell slip and slide.
It's an electric
Oh, it
loop.
won't last very long, but it's pretty cool!
It's turns that are 10 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So for 4 rounds, you're like, whoa.
2 rounds.
Tony
Oh, I
Hawk.
thought it... Oh, okay.
I slide back to the end and buy another night!
The shield doesn't carry him down the alleyway for some...
Did you get a, what are they called when you mutate?
No!
Did not get a corruption?
No corruption?
No, that's-
Damn.
It's pretty hard.
I know,
It seems so.
what
We
she
haven't gotten a
said.
single one thus
but
far.
it's kind of like fun because like now we kind of want one. Because before, when you look at the picture, you're like, ugh, that's never gonna be right. Now you're like,
It also depends on the one. Like,
Yeah.
Shield might be. Some of them are really, really fucked up, and some of them are like just kind of weird.
giant with the eyeball.
Yeah.
All right, so you boldly return to the inn and spend a few more coppers to stay another night there. And then you return the next day.
Bless.
All right, let's try this again.
Do you want to actually wait for me to cast?
No, I'm trying to get the shield bonus on top of your blessing bonus.
Right, but if you wait for Bless, you will get my bonus to your shield cast.
And then I won't get my shield bonus. Shield gives me a bonus to my next casting.
Right?
So I cast shield, then
Right,
you
but
bless, and then I cast shield again, getting a +4 from shield and a bonus from your blessing.
It's a shield witch.
Okay.
2 pieces of shield. A blessing is the filling.
All the thrilling adventure of Dorker Realms.
So
Well,
then
that's
I
only a
plus
9.
5'd.
So that's a spell failure. So Petra actually gets a +1 disapproval there.
We go back to
No,
the
no,
end.
it's only +1. We can deal with this.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
do you-
I might fail
Oh
too.
God.
Everything's coming up, Millhouse. It's the Lich's curse.
I think it's just barely a success.
You summon a bear.
Yeah, the weakest shield I can, so it's okay.
The weakest
So you're
shield.
still getting your shield bonus at
Yep.
least.
You
Okay.
find you find a
then
condom
Petra
made
will-
of snowflake.
Then Petra will get a.
It's so beautiful.
5, an
It's gone.
18. Where's my phone?
The only kind that real Chads use, am I right?
Getting all the Becky.
The Silver Surfer shield was so cool.
What if I just left the party and was like, guys, I went down
Get a
there.
+2 to
And then I
blessing.
turn around, there's a giant like lich holding me up, working my mouth like a puppet or a nutcracker.
Okay. So then I get a 21 based off of it, which gives me a D3 plus cleric level and a radius. So that's a +7.
All right, I have a +4 from my shield bonus, so it's a +11 on top of whatever I roll and all my other modifiers. Yes! A critical miss!
What? Really? What is happening? Wow, our first DCC adventure and we're not even in the dungeon.
This is what we get for playing the double crit year. We're not allowed to roll good numbers, apparently.
Everyone download the crawler app. I can hear some things.
Oh god, I'm being crushed by my own shield!
What?
Oh,
It does a whole 1 damage, and then I walk back to the end!
Oh boy.
oh my god. Do
I
I
can't
just
help you now.
go?
Another night, barkeep!
How did it crush
Keep our-
you? Vertically or like
The whole
The
shield.
sphere.
just- And it shattered against me.
Ugh. Okay.
Are you okay, Benjel?
I'm fine, it just tingled a little. I'm sleeping for the night.
That's odd. This has not happened before.
Slam the door.
These cursed Punjar lands.
I guess, I mean, it would have to be a full night.
Welcome to day 3 of the adventure.
I'm back!
I speak the local language now.
You say after Petra wakes you up.
I might wake up naturally, because I probably just slept twice in that whole time.
Natural.
Because I'd go to sleep when we got back, because we had just woken up. I go to my room, and I fall asleep, and I'll just naturally wake up at some point.
I just assume your
I
body
might be
doesn't.
in the bar when you wake up.
Have you never accidentally slept for 16 or 18 hours?
That's depression.
All right, I'm
Paul,
going to cast
you can't just
shield.
call me out like this on the podcast.
Oh, you're wearing depression too?
Shut up.
That's an 18, which will give me +2 to stuff. So I'll cast blessing again. Oh, well, that's natural 20 plus 7.
Oh no, what a horrible night to have a curse. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun.
1d3 plus cleric level, so that's +5, and I radiate in a 10-foot aura.
I did it! I cast shield!
About time.
14. You said you're +5? Right?
I assume Pothos has made good use of this time and
Oh, no,
sired
sorry,
many
plus
goat
6.
children with the
Okay,
female
so-
goats of Punjab.
That's 24.
He's specifically
25, 26,
looking
27,
for
28, 29,
females that are
30,
bigger than
33.
he is. When he finds them,
So we get the
he's
full.
doing that thing that goats do.
We get the full shield that lasts till
Screaming
the
whole
next
9
day.
yards.
Oh, nice.
Plus 8 to our defense. -2 to all damage.
It also gives like a +6 strength. Oh no, that's enlarged. Sorry.
Yeah, it's enlarged.
+8, -2,
Range attacks do 20 less damage.
20, yeah.
All of our spells all of our counterspelling gets a +4.
Oh, we haven't
That comes
utilized
up, yeah,
that.
I mean, we don't counterspell
Shit.
very often, if ever. Have we even fought a wizard?
I think didn't we experience it once?
Yeah,
We watched
there were
2 wizards,
dueling
yeah.
wizards.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Fool's Duel. All right,
Do you still have the hat and scarf?
onward into the dungeon.
It was burnt off.
No, I still
Oh,
have it. It
that's
was not burnt off.
It wasn't?
No.
Because you really got charred.
So we head down the alleyway,
All right.
following the map. Do we want Pothos and Petra up in front?
No,
Or do we
let me-
want Pothos taking
Let
up
me
the
be
rear
up
guard?
front to check for traps. Because I don't...
Well,
Are we even to the place yet?
no.
I just wonder if he might have staged a, ambush or something.
That's actually really smart rogue thinking.
Wow, it sure has taken him a long time to come down this alley.
I don't think he would stake it out for 3 days.
Well, if Reza wants to take the lead to do some rogue inspecting, he can certainly do so.
Where are you looking for traps?
Where the map begins, where it says you are here.
Okay, but
Through the
that's
alley.
my point. We're not there yet.
Oh, we're not at the alley?
Well,
Fine.
does your map start in the city alley?
Yeah.
I assume...
That's why we're going down the alley instead of to the main ruins
Yeah.
itself.
Oh,
because
I
the map
totally-
indicates to go this way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We're
I
following
missed
the
that.
map.
It was 3 days ago. I'm sorry.
Well, he gave you the option to investigate. You were kind of like, well, I have to armor up. It's good that you wash your hands after you take a shit, so... I'm not pointing at you. You took a piss.
I know. I'm just I'm waiting for my moment
Okay.
to start reading.
Okay, but I'm like, I don't know. There's nothing.
You're looking for traps in the alley?
Yeah, it's 20
Okay, there's nothing there.
plus 8. Okay, cool. Actually, you're supposed to roll for that. Duh.
All right, so leaving behind the ruins of the old chapel, which stand tall in the morning daylight, Reza leads his companions down the dark alleyway. Prying open a rusted lock, you slip beneath the worn cobblestone streets and into a dry cistern. Every step leaves the familiar city further behind and carries you further into the weird underworld. Strange shelled worms crack underneath your hard-soled boots, glowing eyes lurk just beyond the reach of your lights, and your torches flare blue and orange in the foul miasma that passes for air. And who amongst you will be carrying light sources?
I still have the
Should
lanterns. From the last
Definitely
one.
hang one from Pothos's horns.
The Bendel belts.
Doesn't Pothos have his own lights?
You don't know that.
Also no.
Petra doesn't.
Also no.
Flames.
It's not a light.
I know.
It's like once per day.
Petra has a whole lantern. Oh, you said that Reza also has a lantern?
Yeah, we pilfered the lantern from the last adventure.
One of you has a black lantern and one of you has like a red lantern.
I don't know. I have a lantern from way the fuck back.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a regular lantern.
Okay, well you also took a red lantern.
Yeah, I got it.
Actually, Petra will offer that one to Reza because...
Reza has a black lantern.
Oh, it's just black colored, not that it gives black light.
We don't know. We've never used it.
And then I had pole arms that held it.
Oh.
Collapsible pole arm.
That's right. Is Reza striking that lantern?
Yeah.
Incredibly, the old rat's map proves right. A grim obelisk topped with a stone skull stands in the center of the passage as if to bar your way. All trepidation and fear is replaced by the thrill of adventure. Surely this must herald the start of your quest, a hidden entrance to the Undertemple.
All right. So here we are.
Feels like this might be a good place to look for traps.
Yeah, I was about to do that.
All right, I'll just let you do your job from here on out.
No, it's cool.
My apologies.
No, it's all right. It's
You don't
Also-
roll for that.
How
Danny
long
rolls
has it
for
been,
it.
Denny?
Huh?
How long has it been since we entered?
No, maybe an hour.
Okay, well, I mean, that's still significantly longer than my Bless lasts. So Petra is going to cast Bless to try and aid in Rez's trap finding. That will be a 19.
I'm a level 4. Lawful.
Well, Petra gets a nice bonus, but Reza doesn't.
Plus 7.
There are no traps here, as far as you can tell. The passage continues onwards. Just to be clear, the obelisk stands as if to block your path. It doesn't actually block your path.
Ah, it's like a guard in front of a door.
Does
Exactly.
the skull seem to be made of the same material as the obelisk, or does it actually appear to be like a human skull set atop it?
It is made of stone.
Okay.
How tall is the obelisk?
It's like a short person height.
Pothos is going to jump on top.
Okay, Pothos is now atop the obelisk.
He stands there until the party moves on.
Oh, yeah, I had some armor made for you. It's in my backpack. All right, get down. We'll put it on.
He comes down to you.
All right, let's see. Strap this here. Little hood you put on there. That looks pretty cute. It'll keep you from dying.
Don't forget these clasps here.
You got one that kind of goes around like your lower jaw. And this last strap, let me hold still. Tighten that up. All right, you look pretty good. Stylish. Probably can deflect an arrow with that.
You catch a fine figure there, Portos.
He sort of like looks around at himself and walks in a slow circle and then just is like, all right, well, this is my life now.
Let's go.
Reza writes in his journal, Petra might have a thing for goat fashion.
Bindel's the one who bought it.
You're the one who said he cuts a fine figure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, maybe that's like a future profession in her later years. The cleric wears Prada. Like,
So what
Designing
will,
holy clothes for unholy creatures.
hey,
That's funny.
what will your marching order be? Unless
tanks.
stated otherwise.
Tanks up front.
Well, I don't know. Reza's still wanting to check for traps, right? Or
I mean, I can do that too.
is it only like single file space?
No.
So we could probably have.
Reza in the middle, Pothos on one side, Petra on the other, Bindel bringing up the rear.
Like
how,
the
how
Mighty
wide
Ducks.
is it? Yeah. Is it 3 people or more wide?
Not comfortably.
I figure we could probably have like Petra and Reza in the front, and then Porthos and
How high is the ceiling? Can I ride Petra like a chicken?
no,
Like chicken fight?
no.
No.
Oh.
It doesn't matter how high
The
this.
ceiling will never be high enough for that.
How high is Petra? How high can I get her? Smoke you out in that can. It's like a hot box. Just start blowing fumes at you. This is some goat weed.
Just take the vial and you open it and you just tip it into Petra's helmet.
But
a
in-
chainsword begins to rev.
Oh, okay. All right.
Unless there are any objections or other ideas, I think that seems like a pretty good order. Then each of the squishies have an armored figure nearby.
Yes, I've gained weight. That's what you meant by squishy, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when you drink your body weight in booze over 2 weeks,
The holidays.
Dum 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 da da dum 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 da da dum dum.
So thusly we proceed.
All right. So, unless otherwise noted, down here it is unlit in each of the areas, and the stone walls are black with mold, and hard bits of lichen hang from the ceiling. All right. So you continue down the passageway, and the shattered passageway ends before a gaping chasm. Above, you can see where the sewers once joined. A muddy torrent cascades from the shattered pipe, spilling past you and down into unfathomable darkness below. Your goal lies across the gulf and through the torrent, a stone portal set atop a carved platform and marked with a single carven skull engraved in green.
Not gnomish plumbing.
Did your little map have a way across here?
Let me check it. Danny?
No.
No.
Ah,
It is 15 feet from the sewer tunnel to the stone platform.
Can both of us jump that?
You can try it.
15 feet?
Keep in mind that you have to jump through a curtain of falling water to get through there.
that's not water. That's clearly shit. Also, remember, you earned the chain. It'll be your first time jumping with that.
Unless you cast, like, the feather, and then...
We could also take the time to remove the chainmail so that Pothos can attempt that jump.
Even if Pothos was able to jump across, Pothos will be by themselves on the other side.
Unless we tie a rope to Pothos.
Pothos makes a rope
What does
bridge,
that do for us?
and then we tie
We're
it
going to
up
pull him
here.
back across after we throw him over there?
You could set the grappling hook somewhere.
Goat fishing.
Yeah. The goat could anchor its horns into the rock
it's like
wall.
40 pounds. We'll rip it in half.
Anchor
No.
its horns.
No, the goat could anchor a grappling hook somewhere.
The goat could eat the rope and pull us up.
Listen, I'm a goat. My 3 tricks are like horns, jump, and bleat. So y'all better come up with some other ideas then, I guess.
I don't know if we should have a goat-centric plan.
Danny,
What about resin?
does there appear to be any places where one could throw and potentially anchor a grappling hook in this space to swing across?
Yeah, I mean, you can throw a grappling hook for the platform and try to hook it.
What about around the pipe? And then you could swing across Tarzan style.
Like a big sewer pipe, right?
Yeah.
Also, you're going through a wall of shit when you throw.
It's like a baptism. Anointment. I
Maybe
guess,
Petra
is
can
better.
bless the water.
If only I were a slightly more powerful wizard.
Petra turns the cascade into wine.
It's not the worst thing we've drinking.
The Garden of Eden.
Brandolin Red.
Oh, well, that was none of us.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Well, do we want to continue to try and go this way, or go back and try that main door or whatever?
Petra's going to try and throw her grappling hook, see if she can hook the other side.
So you don't have to roll because you have your hook on a rope, so essentially you can throw it as many
Until you get
times
it.
until finally you manage to successfully hook the platform. And by doing so, you could essentially drop down and then pull yourself up through the cascade, which will be
yeah.
significantly easier
I
than
don't know why
jumping
I
across
thought
the
it would be
chasm.
bottomless.
Well, even if it is bottomless, you swing over and then...
Yeah.
I knew it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And
And
doing
then-
so would be significantly easier than jumping through the water.
Yeah.
Psycho Crusher.
All right, I guess we'll do that a bunch of times. Who's going first?
Well, Petra managed to secure it, so she'll swing over.
Alrighty.
All right, strength check.
With that nice negative modifier from your plate armor.
Natural 20.
All right, so Petra holds on to the rope and kind of drops down, and then she quickly pulls herself up through the cascade of water and
Well, that's
arrives
impressive.
on the other side of the.
She's strong from never
The
being able to
chasm.
take the armor off. She's just always strength training.
She avoided every drop of shit.
And then with the grappling point still anchored, she'll like throw the other end of the rope, back to her companions across the way so they can do the same thing.
All right, who's going next?
And then she'll grip it, the rope and be prepared to help if necessary.
Sure.
How are we getting the goat across? Am I just going to tie it around the goat?
Yes, and then the goat can come over and then...
Okay, all right, and then you pull it up. Just wanted to make sure we thought of that beforehand.
Yes, I was about to suggest the very thing.
Yeah. 14 plus...
What is Petra's AC asking for a friend?
Right now, 27.
All right.
Okay.
I knew it was a good choice to send Petra over first. Is that 22?
14 plus 8. Yeah, 22. Plus my agility, 23.
All right. So Reza has no problem climbing up the rope once he takes a hold of it. And just as you're kind of like taking the last few
Tugs.
sure, of the rope, pulling yourself up, you see kind of like Petra standing over you, kind of anchoring the rope and helping. And then you see kind of like a shimmering thread, kind of like something sticky and gossamer, and then it like gloms onto the shoulder of Petra's armor, and then Petra feels like a tug and starts to get lifted up off the ground as Reza's pulling himself up onto the stone platform. And when you look,
It's a trap!
and looking above you, you can see some 30 feet above said platform, there is what you can barely identify as something that was probably a spider at one time, but is just grown to horrific proportions, and it's kind of like glued to the ceiling in addition to being hugely oversized, and it's kind of deformed, and it's covered in these diseased kind of globules, and it's like spun this shiny thread that is kind of stuck onto you and is trying to tug you upwards. And roll for initiative, please.
Oh boy.
Boy, oh
It's the wrong person to be suspended in the air.
10.
Hey, Petra, you have something on your shoulder.
Yes, I can tell. It's lifting me.
You gotta do something about that dandruff.
Petra got a 17. I think that's the best initiative
As did I.
I've ever rolled for this character.
Ah, the same thing you said last week.
Yeah.
On Dorker
Well,
Realms!
I usually roll pretty low for Petra.
What did Reza get?
10.
And Pothos.
2.
Oh, that's not how you spell Reza. That's how you spell Pothos.
Pothos lawful.
Pothos is definitely not lawful.
No.
All right, so Petra and Bindel.
Can I see it from here?
No.
I'm giving you moral support.
Can't Magic Missile hit without having to see it?
Nope, I still have to target. I think only if I roll a 32, maybe.
Can you draw a weapon and use it to the same turn?
Yes.
Okay. Petra's going to draw the hand crossbow that she got from one of those chests with the special fairy fire bolts, which seems uniquely useful in this situation. And fire it.
All right.
At the spider. 19 minus 1 is 18.
When you pull the trigger, the ancient steel wire snaps and the crossbow misfires.
Oh, no.
Dang.
That puts no faith in me using the ones I have.
It's only a 50% chance.
Oh, wow, that's all. Well, I still have the bolts, I guess, that I could use on a regular crossbow, but all right, I guess that's Petra's turn.
All right,
Yeah,
so
and she'll, like, flail and try to break free of the thing, but that's my actions.
Could
are
I
done.
target
spider's
Could I target the
legs.
thread?
you could.
Let me try that. Sorry. I got this magic missile.
Oh, good.
Oh, it's going. Look at that little tiny thing. Yep. 1 damage to the thread.
The thread seems hardly damaged by this
Don't
little
worry.
wisp that comes through the shit curtain and then just like fizzles out on the thread.
A couple more times and I'll get through.
I don't know if I have that long.
So with its little arm legs, the spider kind of like starts pulling the thread up, and it's hoisting Petra up into the air.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
no, this is not good.
a second thread comes down towards Reza, trying to like glom onto him as well. What's your AC?
14.
Plus
Oh.
8.
+8.
Oh, Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So 22.
All right. So Reyes is like trying to juke it out, and it seems like he's gonna get away from it, and then it like gloms onto his arm, just on like the very edge, right as he's about to get away from it. Meanwhile, kind of liquid kind of drips from the fangs of the spider and comes running down the thread, and when it reaches Petra's armor, it kind of sizzles and starts to burn, doing 2 points of damage.
Reduced by 2.
So it drips on the shield. Why am I talking like Bindel? I'm Reza.
It's infectious. You're one of my true followers now.
I'm the monarch. Fly my butterflies into the webs of our foes. Use your bodies to protect the ones that matter most. Reza, obviously. Pothos, close second. Petra, the fashion designer for Pothos. And finally, Bindel the Powerful. He doesn't need us, but he's here. I'm done.
You're not done. It's your turn.
I mean, I'm done for... No,
Help!
So it's just on my shoulder.
No, it's on your arm.
Or arm.
Uh-huh.
So I'll...
Cut it?
Knuckle knife it. I'll cut it with... Huh?
Breaks.
I got 50% chance apparently with the wire. So, yeah, I'll try to knuckle knife the glom.
The thread?
The thread. Glom is just such a word I don't hear, so.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry for using unfamiliar vocabulary.
I'm using it because of you. It's
Just
new to
fucking with
me.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Go for it.
Okay. 14.
With
Plus your
the
attack?
Huh?
Plus your, like, attack bonus?
What attack bonus? With the,
Yeah.
is it +8 too? With the
Well,
blessing?
no, probably not. But you have your class should have an attack bonus, and then I don't know. The knife probably has plus your agility or your strength or something.
Knives are just strength, right? So I have a 0 to that.
Okay.
And it's not an agility weapon. So, yeah.
And
Okay.
your class gives no bonus?
For just...
For attacks. For attack rolls.
Only to stealth. Only to backstabs. Yeah. Nope. Nope. All thief things.
All right. So you try and cut into the.
Okay, a thief gets a +2 to all attack rolls at level 4.
What? Where's this?
The section that says attack.
Oh. I've never survived long enough to have all this. The world's opened up for me. 16. Sorry. Thanks.
In that case, you hit the thread successfully. Roll damage.
Okay. 6.
Nice.
All right. You start sawing away at the thread with your knife, and
This
you
is tough.
kind of cut halfway through.
Oh my
this
gosh.
Sticky thread.
This is like an actual endeavor. I thought I just like...
Sling. No.
It's Pothos's turn.
I don't know that there's anything he can do.
Sure, I'm glad we're on this side of the shit river.
Yeah. He's just going to stand there because I don't know that he even realizes that there's anything bad going on.
I mean, Petra's definitely been crying out for help.
Again, I don't know that he even realizes that there's anything bad going on.
Yeah, is that cleric of that almighty big G god is going to get eaten. Exactly.
Pet Dell.
Let me try and magic missile this thread since technically it's my turn first.
Good ship name for any Petra Bindel shippers out there that definitely
Pet Dell.
exists.
All right, let's see here. It's a natural 9.
Bintra sounds like a
11,
utensil you
15.
buy at IKEA.
I'm more of a
17, 18.
Pethos fan myself.
Ew.
Binthos sounds like a nefarious demon that fucks goats. So.
Don't go to that tavern, Pothos.
The Binthos. Zai Xanatos.
All right, I'm going to throw a nice little magic missile at this web.
Which one?
The one on Petra.
Okay.
Doing 1d4. Oh, well, one magic missile that does There we go. 4, 8, 9 damage.
All right. Bindel shoots this magic missile that comes through the curtain of filthy water, and it blasts the thread, which is currently suspending Petra about 10 feet up from the air, and it kind of like sizzles and burns, and the thread is almost completely disintegrated at a single point now, and it's just barely holding on as it is Petra's turn.
Petra will chainsword that shit.
Fumbles and the sword gets
Oh
stuck
god,
in there.
no.
6 damage did halfway through.
That's a 19. Oh no, it's a 1d8. Yeah, so that'll be another 12 damage.
You double cut it.
Let me just cross-reference something here.
Take that D6 falling damage.
It's better than if I'd gotten pulled up more.
Almost certainly.
What? Maybe it just wants to be friends.
With its acidic saliva and diseased globules.
It's just so happy to finally make a friend after all this time that
Yeah,
it's
and
drooling.
it can't help that it's diseased. It didn't know that living next to the sewer plant would make it a horrible diseased monster. It was this big when it all started.
He holds up the size of about a quarter.
Oh, we're fucked.
What do you mean?
Whenever you smile and when we're in combat, we're freaking fucked. This is all the karma we created in the last adventure. Now look at us.
All right. So, with the chainsword revving wildly, Petra slices through the remains of the thread, which drops her about 10 feet. She takes 4 points of damage as she crashes into the stone platform below,
-2.
passing by Reza on the way down.
And then the stone platform breaks.
Now I'm
waiting
like
for it.
clutching the web, like, bring me to you. Come on. Let's go.
The spider continues to like pull up the thread that Reza is on, hoisting him up 10 feet into the air as a little bit of acid trickles down the sticky thread, inflicting 4 points of damage as it starts burning into his arm.
Oh, jeez.
Don't forget that's minus by 2. You can thank Bindel L. Johnson.
I'm melting.
Wizard extraordinaire.
Why does it play the whole thing? That's like what your magic does. You're welcome. It's just a corpse and flies.
As the first destroyed thread is discarded, a third thread comes falling down towards Petra as she lays on the ground. And she's kind of able to sashay to the side on the ground, and the thread like hits the stone floor and then like peels off as it gets ready to like make another attempt in the future. Oh, it's Reza's turn.
So I've noticed that in these adventures, there's a lot of anime references. So I'm going to bend my head down and start my thunder breathing. Is that what this is from?
What?
I have no idea what you're
I don't know what you're
referencing.
talking about.
I thought you finished Demon Hunter.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh, yeah.
Demon Hunter or Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer, sorry.
It was so like
I know.
far removed that
Sure.
it took me a
No, that's cool.
A bit.
Then this is all the adventure. This is all the module. How close am I to the spider now?
You're 20 feet away.
And you've already started cutting through the thread.
I know. It's just
Seems pretty pointless.
Yeah.
Unless it has a limited number of threads.
I can't open up one of those collapsible pole arms and throw it at the spider, right? Because I don't know how it collapses. If it's telescopic or if it's like a snap. Sure. Thanks.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Okay. I extend my pole arm. It happens to be. All right, let's throw this spear. Good old Reza. Good old 2 plus 2. It's 4.
Dangling awkwardly from the thread, Reza kind of clumsily extends the telescoping pole arm and then just kind of like flings it, just kind of goes up 10 feet wobbly in the air and then falls back down to the ground below.
Oh, I didn't catch it in my chest.
That would be a crit failure.
And it breaks the thread, and then I fall with it.
Pothos.
Again, I'm on the wrong side of the chasm to even do anything.
You're on the right side of the chasm.
Let's see some parkour. Goat parkour.
Goat parkour.
Goat parkour. Goat parkour.
Goat parkour.
Pothos sits down.
Smart.
What a rebel.
Bendel?
L. Johnson.
No.
Wizard. Oh. I didn't realize my
Danny,
counterpart.
that was such a dad move. No.
I didn't realize my counterpart from the Great Southern Library was here.
Hi, I'm
Yeah, but he passed his turn.
Bendel
Oh.
T. Nelson.
Is it now L. Johnson's turn?
It is LJ's turn.
LJ.
BLJ.
I will magic missile the very cord holding Razor up.
Does Bendel, when he has to use his initials, does he use his middle name? So is he BLJ or is he just BJ?
BLJ.
Bacon,
Don't
lettuce, and
worry,
jam.
I'm getting you free with my 1 damage magic missile.
Ball licking Johnson.
So the tiny
I
little
target
wispy,
Razor with it.
Not now. Too late. Too late.
the tiny wispy magic missile burns a little bit more of the thread away, so it's still hanging in there, but not by much. Petra?
Petra's going to load one of those fairy fire bolts into her regular crossbow and fire that at the spider.
Cool.
That will be a 12 plus 2 is a 14.
Did we ever figure out what to do for fairy fire?
Yeah, I looked up back into Lamentations. Fairy Fire just gave a +2 to anyone attacking the target.
Oh. It doesn't also illuminate it?
Well, it illuminates them too, but I'm just
Okay.
saying the mechanical effect.
All right.
So you just I think the duration was like 1 turn or something.
Okay, what was the total attack roll from Petra?
14.
All right. Petra's arrow flies true and strikes the spider. Roll for damage.
That will be 5 damage.
An accurate blow into the center of the spider's body, and it makes a horrible pained noise as the fairy fire kind of spreads across its body, illuminating it and making it easier to attack in the future.
There's your target.
I can't see it. The angle's bad. There's a river of shit in between me and it.
Listen to the sound of my voice and fire the missiles at my voice. What am I saying?
So the spider continues to pull Reza up, yanking him another 10 feet up into the air. So he's now 20 feet above the platform and 10 feet from the spider. And its other sticky thread kind of swings down towards Petra once again. Then it misses on the first pass and on the second. And Petra manages to avoid getting picked up this time. And another bit of acid kind of drools down the length of the thread towards Reza
Come on, Cirque du Soleil.
for its 4 damage.
2 more.
Come on, say it. Come on, I'm waiting for it.
The damage is reduced, courtesy of Bendel L. Johnson's Magic Shield. Get this and other Bendel L. Johnson magical devices and abilities at your local great library.
And then it's Reza's turn.
Starting to mass produce them. It's hard to pay for the library. They give free tuition.
It's very noble of you.
What if that's what he wants the lich hair for? Is the little tassels on the hats? And then when they throw it, like a demon climbs out of the... Oh, that's some pomp and circumstance.
Fucking skeleton gargoyle from the end of Hellraiser catches the cap.
I'm going to write you a recommendation letter. All right. What if I threw a grappling hook and pulled myself? Because the thread is half cut. Or I could just, you know what? I'll try to cut the thread because I can't reach the spider. I'm sick of
yet.
getting... Huh?
Do you not
Not
have
yet.
a bow? I thought you had a bow.
Well, you have to have 2 hands to operate
Oh, and one of your arms is currently
Yeah,
being,
like
right.
that's how I'm imagining it.
No, that's
but
fair.
You could like use your other hand to like reach
What?
up there.
No.
Keep the bow in the hanging arm and then pull the.
Well, here's the thing. So the claws are like over my wrist, so that means my hand is free. But I still have
The
to.
claws aren't over your wrist.
It's not a claw. It's a
knuckle knife?
blade, a knuckle blade. But it's not a punching dagger. I
No,
thought they
I
were
think
wrist
it's
blades.
like it's
I think it goes like
brass
literally
knuckles
here.
with a knife.
Yeah. That's,
Oh, it is a brass knuckle knife. Because he said you could still grab with. Oh, it is a
you-
knuckle knife.
yeah, you
Never
can.
mind. Okay. So what? Like this arm is
I thought
suspended.
you had one of those hand crossbows as well.
No, he has a bow.
Oh,
I mean, I have the hand crossbow, but it's like I just saw it break. The thing
I
of
mean,
it.
yeah, you did.
So it's a 50-50.
true.
Or you don't might even know if it's a 50-50. You saw it break. You're like, well, mine's obviously going to break.
Yeah, and the fact that we know it's fairy fire, like, let's
All right.
try and cut the.
Choices are yours and yours alone, as my close personal friend Olmec used to say.
Oh yeah, Olmec the Barbarian. That guy was great.
Man, this is tough. I feel like if I roll to cut my thread, I'll get like a 1, and I'll be like, oh, that's a shame.
Well, that or you get, the spider then pulls you up the way it starts eating you or something.
I know this sucks. All right,
That's kind of suck.
I'll attempt to cut the thread. I'm panicking because there's no way I'm going to be able to defeat the spider with,
Face to
Come
face.
to me, Reza.
So, 12 plus 2, so 14. I think I missed.
You swipe wildly at the thread, but you're not able to strike it as you're kind of twisting and dangling awkwardly from the thread.
Cool. I think it.
It's all right, because it's Pothos' turn.
Oh, thank goodness. Pothos is now in the seated position. If you don't
Pothos
remember.
can see the fairy fire at this point.
No, not from that
Oh,
angle.
all right. Well then, I guess he doesn't do anything because there's nothing. I'm sorry, there's nothing for me to
it's
do.
not. No one's blaming you for anything.
Why don't you charge up?
Parkour across the gap through the shit curtain.
Yeah, I didn't realize how wide of a flow of shit water it was that it blocked the view of the spider.
Well, that's more the angle than the water.
Okay.
Pothos, you can eat one of my bread box shoes. Come on.
Bindel, then.
I'm going to destroy the shit out of that rope.
L. Johnson.
Thank you.
Thread.
No, he's going to destroy the rope that you guys were using to get across the chasm.
Ah, a true magic missile, one for the ages. Power extraordinaire. Okay, that's a 14 plus 4 is a 18 plus an additional 3 is a 21 plus 2 is a 23.
That's not bad.
17. This is all just to attack the thread. So.
That's 6 missiles, each doing 1d6 plus caster level.
Yep. See?
Can you direct them at different? Oh, but you can't see the spider.
I'll direct the remainder at Petra.
What? I don't think that's necessary.
I'll get you off the platform.
You could direct them at the other thread that's attacking Petra, maybe.
I can't see it from here. I can really only see it when it's on your limb.
How inconvenient.
I wish Bindel was a waterbender. Then he could have like a shit cannon. As he like, I bend the water and then.
He's a shit bender.
Wow.
It only works in very specific situations, also known as shituations.
I just feel like if there's an opponent, you just rip the shit out of the person. Oh God!
37.
Toth.
4 times.
Hitting them with
6.
what was it?
24.
27 plus 24 is 53 plus an additional 6 is I do 59 damage to that thread.
All right, so a swarm of magic missiles come screaming through the curtain of sewage water and annihilate the thread in an explosion of light and fury, which drops Reza straight down 20 feet to the platform below. Oh,
I died.
Jesus.
No.
So that's 12 points of damage, and
10.
you shatter 2 bones in your body.
Oh,
Can we just make it the rest of my spine? Since I already have
You have to
2?
pick. You lose 2 attribute points from either strength or agility, each are your choice. You can also spread it out, so 1 from each if you want.
I saved you!
No. Automated.
So that's 10 damage and 2 broken bones. When the bones are... Oh, yeah, because that can be restored, though.
yeah. Afterward.
Okay, I hope so. I'm already missing -2 to
Yeah,
my...
That was from death. That's different
Damn.
from taking it from damage stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm at a 9. So when is it -2 with strength?
You're not even at minus
Or
1.
I'm sorry, -1 is what I meant to say.
At 8.
It's at 8. Okay, because my
also,
agility.
remember to keep track of your
Yeah.
original number.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I do.
Well, you use agility more than strength, right?
Not in for melee though.
Oh. Yeah, but are you going to do a lot of melee from down here?
No, I'm actually gonna just take my agility because I have a +1, so it'll just make me even. So I'll just have a 0. So yeah, I'll just alter my agility, even though I have shown to be very limber. So we're at a 12 agility now. That's my life. That's who I am. Thank you, Bindel.
You're welcome. Anytime. Bindell L. Johnson's branded magic missiles always get the job done, and they get the job done quick.
You're like a 70s comic book. Like
So
Petra.
the spear that he threw fell down on the platform, or did it drop into the abyss?
It fell onto the platform.
All right. Petra is going, I think, to cast Word of Command on the spider. I need to make sure it's another spell failure.
Well, not another. You've reset from that original because it's 3 days ago that happened.
Fair enough. But it is a failure,
idiot boy.
so nothing happens. Except that I lose my die.
And so the gaming gods smile.
I killed a giant, and now this spider is going to eat all my companions.
You killed 4 golems, giant golems, like nothing.
Golems.
Golems. Your golems.
So the spider has managed to spin another thread of silk, so it has 2 currently, and it's gonna drop 1 towards each of you. So Petra's chest plate gets a big kiss from some spider thread as it sticks on, and Reza, what's Reza's AC?
14 plus
22.
22.
I believe it's a 13 plus 8 because you reduced your agility.
Oh.
Oh, my AC gets upped by agility? Oh, then it's a 14 still. I just haven't been adding the 1.
Oh, okay. What are you wearing, armor-wise?
It's like studded. I can look it up.
So
So it's maybe 21.
Reza also gets webbed.
Yeah, it's fine.
This thing has a really high attack.
And it's Reza's turn.
And it's Reza's turn.
Reza's turn.
Raise the roof.
That makes sense.
Okay, maybe I won't.
Bendel, just get over there and fucking kill that spider.
How am I going to get over there? I'm not climbing that thing on my own.
You have to see it to target it, and I can't talk him through it.
Superman your way across.
I'm not that level yet.
You need that Silver Surfer board.
Just jump through the curtain heroically.
It's gotta be so gross to be a Ninja Turtle just covered in, like, you know, tampons and
Shit. And
fucking Coke
cum
bags and
used condoms.
anything you can flush down a toilet, like a plasma screen TV and a fireman pole.
Your base AC should still be a 14.
Okay.
It's 11 space plus.
Let's try to throw that telescopic spear again, since I am right.
Did you
by it.
recover it?
You are. You can grab it right now.
Can I grab and throw?
Can you throw 30 feet?
You got a point.
Straight
Well,
up.
Maybe. I don't know what the spear's range is.
It's not even a spear. It's like a collapsible polearm.
No.
I just imagine it like Gambit's thing. It's like, you know, indestructible but hollow. Hey, mon ami, it's my. I got a stick. Oh, you got a stick. All right, we'll
Are
just.
you my son? No, Count Robert.
Spears can't even necessarily be thrown.
That's not the throwing spear. That's a giant's butt scratching spear. All right, longbow. Here we go. 1d6. Okay, that's a 19.
You
Now,
hit.
I hit. Here comes 1d6. A 3.
Oh, nice. You hit it in one of the legs and it hisses. Doesn't like that at all. Looks mildly injured. Pothos?
Pothos is gonna lay down. You know, like how a dog, like, they lay, like, upright, like, on their belly, not, like,
Yeah.
on his side, like that.
Sure. Bindel?
Bindel L. Johnson is going to use his arcane powers to throw magic missiles at the webs.
Which one?
The webs.
Well, let me see how many I get and if I can divide them.
Fair.
I throw my most powerful magic missile, doing a total of 1 damage to the web supporting Petra. This is a demonstration of off-brand magic missiles. This is what you get when you buy from my competitors.
R. Johnson missile.
R. Stevenson.
R. Stevenson, sorry.
Actually, R. Stevenson's probably pretty good. It's T. Nielsen that really...
Yeah, Bindel T. Nelson. Like
Yeah,
Craig
T.
T.
Nelson,
Nelson,
yeah.
but Bindel.
Petra's turn. Your thread is very lightly damaged. It has a little tiny singe mark.
Petra is going to attempt to cast a word of command at the spider.
Go for it.
This gate guarding spider is really hard.
Fucking right, though? God.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Yes.
Well, Bindel needs to shoot the missiles at the spider, but
Okay.
Bindel can't see it, right?
Can speak at a word at a target within 60, blah, blah, blah. I tell the spider to freeze.
Okay. And it gets a will save, correct?
It does. Versus my spell check.
Spider doesn't speak or understand English. He's from Punjar.
Does it need to understand the
It doesn't
language?
indicate that, no. It's the magic that's influencing it, not my, my language.
You see the spider's like kaleidoscope vision, and it's got these black barred subtitles that pop up.
Yellow on, like, a black background.
Yeah.
So how long does that last for?
10 turns.
Okay. The spider freezes, its little arms hanging in the air, not moving.
Oh my God, Petra!
The spider does nothing on its turn.
We need to get Bindel over here to.
Reza?
That's my turn?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I was a wizard. I could just shoot the pipe and shorten the stream so it kind of like a water curtain folds back.
Briefly, the word freeze appears in fiery letters in the chasm.
I really wish I could break that pipe so Bindel has a line of sight, but I don't think I
Why?
can.
It's frozen in place for
Well, now.
10 minutes.
Now, yeah.
No, like
10 turns.
10 turns.
So 100 minutes.
So, all right. Do I notice any vulnerable spots?
Oh, wait. Turns are the long one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
that
super
is
long.
such strange phrasing to me.
I know.
Yeah. Okay,
So it still raises turn.
I know.
Yes, indeed.
Will you accept my rope if I call out to Bindel?
Sure, whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna throw the rope and I'm gonna try to swing you over here.
Well, no,
No, we have to get Pothos over first.
Okay, then we'll
How the hell would Pothos get over here after the fact?
go back for Pothos. No, I'm kidding. All right. Then that's what I do.
All right, so Reza throws the rope to Bindel.
Bindel ties
Bindel ties Pothos.
and then
All
I
right,
pull.
it's Pothos. Well, it's Pothos' turn first, so.
Okay.
Pothos waits to see what's happening.
And then Bindel ties the rope around. Then it's Petra's turn.
All right, Pothos. I'm going to put you down off the edge, and they're going to pull you up to the other side. Unless you think you can jump it.
He looks at the chasm and then looks at you and then just, like, stands very still.
All right. I'm going to feather fall you so you fall slowly. Because I don't want you to be jerked by the line. It's not a failure.
That'd be so funny if, like, the dice is how
Pothos
slow
comes
you
like floating slowly across.
Yeah.
Graceful floating goat.
This is you're very good at this, oh, you helped, did you not, Binjal?
Oh, if we just throw the goat off the edge, it's going to be jerked by the line really hard on its center.
This is very good thinking.
So if you roll a crit, it doesn't even look like Pothos is falling. It's just stuck in air. You
He's
just,
just a kite.
yeah, not even like a kite. Like, it just looks like it's stamped in time. You just pull.
Is Petra going to be the one pulling Pothos up?
Yes.
All right. Strength check.
Both of us, right?
I mean, yeah.
You can assist.
you're-
I was the one. I never let go of the rope.
Oh, yeah, you threw it across. That's true.
Yeah.
Petra will be on her turn now.
12.
10.
All right. Between the two of you, you manage to hoist Pothos up through the chasm and up onto the platform.
Okay.
The spider is frozen. It's Ray's turn.
All right, yeah. I was like, Danny? Okay, I'll throw the rope to Danny.
I'm not fucking.
Yeah, we gotta get the
across
DM
there.
over
You
here.
kidding me? I'm staying over here. Fuck you.
All right,
You don't have to roll to throw the rope to Bindel.
here you go.
I take the rope.
It's Pothos' turn first.
Pothos is here.
Yeah. Pothos stands by Petra.
All right. It's Bindel's turn.
I go across the chasm.
All right. Strength check.
Does he get a bonus if we're assisting him?
Sure.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry. That stuff is on top of your stuff.
12.
All right. Bindel doesn't need help. Did you see him at the Garrington Games?
No, I did not. Someone else did.
That's a long time ago, by the way, too. It's like high school ID, Bindel.
I think he's only gotten stronger since then. And by that, I mean he stayed exactly the same amount of strength.
He has like one of those small mustaches.
Small pervert mustache.
No, he has just like a couple little hairs, like little peach fuzz.
has-
A caterpillar stash.
Yeah.
Bindel and his pervert mustache are now on the platform with you guys, and it's Petra's turn.
Fuck both of you.
Still bald.
What?
I heard that comment.
I did not say anything.
You laughed at it.
Who said what?
You didn't hear Reza with his pervert mustache comment? I don't have a concept of time. I don't remember when to shave.
I think it is coming in nicely.
It's not supposed to be coming in at all.
Oh. I will try to remind you to shave tomorrow.
Thanks.
They're just slowly becoming husband and wife.
More like mom.
Yeah, Petra's clearly the mom. And Edmund is his dad.
I've rigged the breastplate to open one so you can pop a teat whenever needed. Technically, you're not out of the armor.
God damn it. Do we want to continue on or do you want to try and kill this spider? So
We
it's
want
not
to kill
here?
the goddamn
Okay.
spider.
Okay.
So whose turn is it?
Petra's.
Oh. I guess Petra will fire another crossbow bolt at it since it is still glowing with fairy fire. Yeah, so it's 10 rounds. 10 rounds.
10
I
turns.
believe is what it. No, not turns. 10 turns. It's still,
Oh.
but it's a different amount of time that it is glowing with fairy fire.
I
That.
believe it's one turn.
One turn, okay.
Okay.
So, yes, it's still glowing. 6 rounds is a turn? 10 rounds?
10 minutes is a turn.
I think a round's like 6 seconds or 10 seconds or something.
Well, that's an 8. Oh, but it's +2 because it's glowing with fairy fire, so that's a 10. That probably still won't hit it.
Even completely immobile, you are unable to hit the spider.
Clink.
You're startled from all the. You're distracted by Pothos.
Well, I'm sorry.
The spider remains stationary, and it is now Ray's turn.
Knock an arrow. Fire my bow. 20.
Oh, that's a hit.
6.
Ooh. The
Yikes.
spider is now badly injured.
Good
and you know
shot.
who's going to finish it off? Big Pothos. Let's go.
Goat parkour. Oh, wait.
All right,
Let me-
Bindell's turn.
Wait, no, I gotta catch that. I got a utility belt. It's
Not
all
your turn.
It's all Pothos burps.
It's a reaction action.
You become the artificer. You have people are like, what are all those potions? You're like, this isn't liquid. These are all gas.
Holy Pothos burps, Batman.
Hey, look, that thief has some stolen scrolls.
Oh boy, that's a big one.
43 damage. Magic missile.
Is that one missile or
That
many?
is one missile.
One missile beam.
All right, one huge missile flies up towards the ceiling and strikes the spider center mass, and it explodes in a burst of light, and chunks of spider come raining
Step
down
back,
around you,
Denisha.
splatting wetly on the platform all around
I
you.
don't know why that was giving you so much trouble.
Should I roll for damage from all the
Because
acid? that
you
hit
were
me?
not here yet, Bindell.
It was denatured by Bindell's magic missile.
So I'm covered. What's the color of the blood of the spider?
Orange, just like with tremors. Everything's orange.
Okay, then that lets me say there's not much to look at after you wipe them off your boot from Starship Troopers from that try hard.
Thank you, Bindell. That was very helpful.
I feel like that's a good place to end this episode of Dorker Realms with me showing the magical might of Bindell L. Johnson Great Library brand magic missiles. They'll take out all your giant spiders in one go. Thanks for listening to Dorker Realms, and we'll see you next week. Also, please leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us a bunch. Thank you.
Hashtag eat lions.
Hashtag eat lions.
$10,000 a pound.
That does it for today's episode of Dorker Realms. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly of all, tune in next week.